Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a sneaky painting video from the Pile of Shame, where basically I take a model and I just paint it, show you guys how to paint it. And normally there's a Monday painting video, which is every Monday, but this is a little bit sneaky one. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. I sort of threw myself off there a little bit. This guy you're going to see in tomorrow's Monday painting video at the beginning, because there's 3 models that I voted on and this was one of them, and he didn't win the vote. It's Chaos Lord with a plague bearer head, says Mark of Nurgle. He didn't win the vote, so what I've decided to do is just try and get them all done, including the one that won the vote, but have that for Monday. If I can get this one done and the other one done that was in the vote today, that's fantastic. But if not, I'll get one done already. So I just finished building these guys, and these guys have been uploaded. Well, they should have been uploaded by now. So, wet palette. I have some Death Guard green, some Euphon grey, some Screaming Skull, some Moot green, some Lead Belcher, and some Retribute Armor to start with. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take some Death Guard green, I'm going to come in, just get all the bits of armour that I want to do the green with. I'm not going to show you all of it, I'm just going to do some of it. There's some detail on this die. Let's put here, look at this. Some detail on that. I have to switch brushes because that brush is knackered. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with that and I'm going to come back to you when I've done that. Right, so here we are. So what I'm going to do now is come in with some Euphon grey. And I'm going to catch every piece that I'm going to be using contrast paint on. So the stone, all the stonework, the Nurgle himself. He's going to get some contrast paint, so I might as well give him some Euphon grey now. This guy's face. Really looking. The feathers on the wing there, and the Tyrannid face that he has on his trophy rack. Or should I say Tyrannid head. So we're going to go off camera and do those, and I'm going to come back to you again. Right, so here's where we are. Now I'm going to come in with some Mephiston red. I forgot to put down the wet palette. I'm going to come in, I'm going to get this cloak. All of this cloak with Mephiston red. I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera, you don't just sit and watch me do that. But what this red's going to do is really take away from the green. Not take away from it, but just separate it out. So I'm going to do the rest of that off camera and come back to you again. As you can see, it looks really weird. Dark and light, stuff like that. That's great, that's what I want. Now I'm going to come in with some Steel Legion Drab. And I'm going to get all this fur on here. You don't see me do this on camera. I'll do this off camera, come back to you guys again. There we go. There's some Steel Legion Drab on the gravel and base as well. So now I'm going to come in with some white scars, not white scars, Screaming Skull. I'm I'm going to come in and I'm going to do Space Marine helmet on his head. Regulars here will know this is going to be painting my Space Marine chapter colours. Because this is a trophy, I don't need to be super perfect with of doing like 2 or 3 layers of Screaming Skull on him, just because he's a trophy on the trophy rack and it's a battered helmet that could just be, I don't know, could have killed the marine inside it and the helmet's landed on the ground, just been sitting there for a little while whilst he was slaughtering more. I also did the skull, it's hanging off him there with that already. Now I'm going to come with some lead belcher. The first thing I'm going to do is dry brush these. Notice I'm doing this from side to side. All of the raised areas get hit. Really makes it stand out even more. So what I'm doing, well, the first thing I'm going to do is get all this pipe work. All these pipes hanging out here. And notice with that, there's casing on the outside of the pipes. I tried not to get those because I want them to be, let's give this a quick dry brush over, because I can easily come in and just slap a different colour on there. Are they skulls on there? No. All of these spikes on this trophy rack. So now I'm going to come with some Retriburama and painstakingly do all the edging, all the trim. Again, you don't need to sit and watch me do this. I'm going to just do a little bit and show you what I'm doing, and then I'm going to crack on with the rest. Do this leg. I'm going to go sting off camera and just do all the rest of this lovely trim. I'm giving out about it, but you know what? This trim on Chaos Space Marines actually makes them look absolutely superb. So I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. And I'm going to come back to you then, guys. Right, so now we're going to start with some contrast paint. Let me just give you a look at that. It's looking good. So the first contrast paint I'm going to start with is Tazar Blue. I'm going to come in and get the carapace on top of the Tyranid. Again, this is the High Fleet colours that I use on my own Tyranids. So those of you that have seen Tyranid paint videos, you'll know. Trick here is to get every single little bit of white on his crest of his helmet. Doesn't matter if I get the actual head of the Tyranid for a minute, because when this contrast paint dries, I'll be coming in with the other colour. So whilst that's drying, I'm going to come with some Plague Bearer flesh. And you should have guessed it where this is going by now, the moment I said the name. The first thing I'm going to do is paint this face with Plague Bearer's flesh. Now I'm going to get the Nurgling guy. Now I'm going to come with some Rattling Rhyme and just slap it all over the rocks. Now some of you are going to say, John, but you didn't do your under highlight before the contrast paint. No, I didn't. I'm not going to do that on this guy. Just some everywhere on this, all over the stone. Okay, so next I'm going to come in with some Skeleton Horde. I'm going to get his horns. I'm going to get the feathers on this. going to chuck some in his mouth, just get rid of any bits of white that we see in there. So next I'm coming in with some Doomfire Magenta, and I'm going to get the Tyranid skin. Right, so I'm going to leave that dry for a few minutes. Right, but so for all intents and purposes, this model is battle ready. So my regulars know what happens next, but for everyone that's new, now's where we take it beyond battle ready standard. Okay, now this could be something simple as a highlight, an edge highlight, a dry brush, a wash, you know, a wash followed by a dry brush or anything like that. So let's dry for a moment. I'm going to come back to you then for the next stages. So the first thing I do is take some of that moot green, just water it down a little bit. I'm going to come in, I'm going to sort of just highlight all the green armor panels that I've done already. So I'm going to come in and just lift a little bit of that dullness off of it. Now because I've watered it down, it will look like really bright, but as it dries off it won't be that bright at all. So I want to cover all the dark green, but just bring it up here and there. So that shoulder pad for a prime example. Just come across like this. Yeah, you can clearly see that I haven't got every part of it, I've only got bits of it. Can come in and do this, all these little bits. And do a few little bits on him, on this little Nurgle fella, just to give a different variation of the green skin. And again, I'm going to do the same thing on top of the plague bearer flesh, but I don't want to get every bit, so I want to get some bits of it. Now what I'm going to have to do is the really hard part. I'm going to come with some Fiston Red. This guy has 3 eyes. So the first eye is up here. Just going to get that. Notice the way I have the brush, and I'm using this part of the model here to lean against to try and line it up as much as I can. Handsome looking chap. I'm not happy with the top eye, this side. Right, so now what I'm going to do, going back to my fist of red, I'm going to come along and I'm just going to edge highlight all of this cloak. I'm going to do all of it on camera, so do a bit of it on camera and then come back and show you the results. And all of these little edge parts here. So as you can see, all I've done there was a thin layer of fist and red, watered down, and then come over it with still watered down wet pad, but not as much, and just highlighted it up. The green's looking nice as well now. So the next thing to do, I'm going to take some one stack of red, and this isn't a big highlight. Take some. This is the low pan, so we'll go and brighten dot itself down. I'm just going to catch certain parts of this. Simple as that. Let's be this side actually. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some white scars on my dry brush, push onto a piece of tissue, and this is what I'm going to do with the dry brush to fur. And then I'm going to dry brush on the edges of this rock. This is why I didn't do the under highlight beforehand, because I wanted to just get it with this afterwards. Hit these feathers a little bit, just to brighten them up a bit from this skeleton horde. And contemplating. Yeah, let's go for it. Abracadabra. I was honestly contemplating, should I do it, should I dry brush it or not. Much more on the dry brush. Maybe this dry brush is a bit too big for certain aspects of this model. That's a bit too much. Now I could come in with a white scars, just really get those edges even better. But I'm not going to do that. So it's a way dry brushing with white scars over gold. It's going to give me a nice little tinty type effect. It's not even there's not even really a dry brush. It's not nothing really on there. It's going to give me a little bit of little something here and there. Nothing too spectacular. I need to stop now because I'm getting too carried away. So there we have it, guys. That came out absolutely better than I thought it would in my head. I still think white scars over the top of that would actually just, not when I say destroy it, I don't mean make it worse. I mean really just push it out of the ballpark. But then I could also, of course, look how dodgy that is. This guy's breaking off there. It's a cheap one from Pennies. I could also come across the fur there with some sort of wash. Not over all of the fur, just little bits and pieces here and there. Like a purple wash or something, to really just break it up. But that cloak is a bit special. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Look at the stonework as well. It's come out really nice. That's why I didn't under highlight it before I put the contrast paint on. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing and it helps the channel in a massive way. And turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything I produce. For all my regulars here that watch every video and, you know, support the channel, guys, it means a hell of a lot for me. Thank you very much. Everyone, please smash the thumbs up button because that means trigger YouTube to share this video with more people. And thank you for voting. I know this guy didn't win the Monday painting vote, but that's £10 hasn't arrived yet. I'm harping on it to get back again because I'm a bit annoyed with GW, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I'm just trying to work for as many bits and pieces as possible. So this was in for the vote for Monday, but he did not win, but he's still painted up ready. Guys, hit the buttons for me. Until next time, take it easy.